Y'all ready for part 3? Mm-hmm. Okay. We about to get into part 3. This is the last part. We're going to find out, is it Matthew? Or did David and Rachel go crazy due to the circumstances? Rachel messing up her job and David losing his marriage. Or is it Matthew? Okay. Can I see? Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Welcome back. Chapter 27. Had David seen the lie on her face? Rachel almost told him the truth. Maybe she should have, who knew? But right now, she needed David to trust her absolutely. If he understood the truth about Cheryl's visit to the fertility clinic, the full truth, he might push her away. They couldn't afford that. So for now, right or wrong, Rachel would have to go with deceit. Remaining his ally was more important than honesty. After David left for Pop's garage, Rachel combed through the photographs yet again, this time with a new goal in mind. She was looking for a familiar face, one David wouldn't really know. Okay, Rachel, you know more than... To her relief, she didn't find it. There was still a chance that David was wrong, that the Berg Production Institution, being one of the sponsors of the amusement park that day, was a coincidence. But the more Rachel thought about it, the more she realized that there had to be something to it. But how did the fertility clinic fit into all of this? She stared now at her phone. She had put off making the call for long enough. She needed answers, and he might have them. Ooh, who is she calling? Hold on, y'all. She dialed the number. He answered on the second ring. Hello? Hey, Rachel? There was a lilt in his voice. It made her smile. Yeah. Oh my God, it's been so long. I know. I'm sorry about that. No need. How are you? I'm okay, she said. I called you, you know. I know. When the whole thing went down with that article in our alma mater, I know, she said again. I should have replied to you. I owe you that. You don't. I do. I'm sorry. It was a lot. Silence. Then, there's a reason you called. I need a favor, Rachel said. I'm always here for you. You know that. She knew. She cleared her throat. Did you read about my brother-in-law escaping prison? I don't know if the news would reach. I saw that, yes. I'm hoping you can help with something. He hesitated. Look, Rachel, where are you? What do you mean? Are you home? No. I'm, should she say? I'm near Boston. Good. Why? Can you get to Toro's restaurant on Washington Street in, say, an hour? Wait, you're back? It's better we talk in person, don't you think? She did. And it will be good to see you, Rachel. It will be good to see you too, she said. Toro, he said, 1 hour. I'll see you there. Who is this? I don't like the setup at Pop's garage. I don't like it at all. I'm driving the purportedly untraceable car Rachel drove up to Revere. I grabbed one of Dougie's baseball caps and a pair of his Ray-Bans, and while I'm not totally disguised, I think the police will set up a roadblock between Revere and Malden. If they know I'm here, I am assuming they somehow track me coming in on the train. They are not going to suspect that I was able to secure a vehicle. Or maybe they would. Either way, I have to take risks, but this one seems pretty calculated. Hunting Street is a bizarre blend of residential homes and car mechanics on the border of the town center. Pop's Garage is jammed between Al's Auto Center and Garcia's Auto Repair, and across the street from Malden's Bodywork and Repair. I am, of course, on the lookout for cops or vans or anything suspicious, but there is nothing and no one on this normally congested thoroughfare, and that is what is making me suspicious. Al's appears closed. So are Garcia's and Malden's. They aren't just quiet, they are shut down. Shades pulled, lights out, no movement. I don't like that. Only one person is visible. A man in a blue work coverall with a name I can't make out, stencil and script on the chest waves at me. He motions towards one open garage bay like one of those guys at the airport who direct the pilot in and out of gate. I make the turn off of Hunter Street into Pops. The opening looks wide, dark, cavernous, as though it may swallow me whole. Hold on, y'all, I forgot to put my mic on. No, I'm not being suspenseful. I totally forgot. Hold on. Okay. I hesitated, staring into the garage mouth, when Skunk emerged from the darkness like some horror film ghost rising from the grave. He is pale. The hair is slicked back and oily. The forelock seems more pronounced than ever. Skunk smiles at me, and I feel the chill run down my spine. He hasn't aged much, if at all. His suit is too shiny and glistening in the morning sun. He steps to the side and beckons me to enter. Do I have a choice? I pull in with Skunk leading the way. He is signaling me to keep coming forward. At some point, he gestures for me to slow down, then brake. I do. I am inside the garage now, and the door sliding closed behind me. There are just two of us. I step out of the car. Skunk comes up to me with a big smile. Davy! He embraces me, the third person to do that today and in the past 5 years. This embrace offers no comfort or warmth, just hard edges. It's like being hugged by a coffee table. He reeks of cheap cologne. I have smelled some awful things in the prison, but this nearly makes me gag. Davy, he says again, pulling back. You look well. You too, Kyle. I'm sorry about this, he says, and then he punches me hard in the stomach. It is a total sucker punch, but I saw it coming. One of the greatest lessons of prison. You learn to always be on guard. That lesson gets honed every single day. In Briggs, you revert to primitive man, always worried, always prepared. When I was in high school, I played attack on the lacrosse team. My coach would constantly scream out, head on swivel, which means keep looking for someone blindsiding you. That becomes your life in prison. I shift a little and tighten my abdomen. The blow still lands, but not where it does me much damage. His knuckles graze my hip bone, and I bet that hurts him more than me. I react on instinct, even as some other part of me is saying to back off, that I can't seriously hurt him, that I need him to get the information on Hill Winslow. But the hell with that. Skunk isn't going to tell me anything. I should have known that, and you should. My best chance at learning the truth? Beat it out of him. Before Skunk's blow has fully landed, I start to swing my right arm around, using the big muscles near the shoulder, shifting my weight down and to the left. I am able to both neutralize his punch and gain momentum for my counter. I tuck my thumb in the palm and lead with the inner edge of my hand. The strike lands hard to the side of Skunk's skull. I feel a vibration in my hand, something akin to turning fork for hand bones, but there is no time to worry about that. I know that Skunk is ferocious, and vicious in 1,000 different ways. If I let up, he will kill me. That is true in every fight. Fight should never be something casual. That's something most people don't get. Every fight you see, drunks at a bar, idiots at a football game, there is the potential for ending up maimed or dead. Skunk staggers from the shot to the side of his head. I stick out my foot and spin hard. My instep connects with his lower leg. It doesn't knock Skunk down, but it keeps him off balance. He tries to stumble back, hoping to put some distance between him and me. I don't let him. I step in, then I jump tackle him. He hits the ground hard, me on top of him. I flip him onto his back and mount his chest. I make 2 fists and get ready to start throwing left and right at his face. Softens him up, I figured before I asked him about Hild Winslow. But when I cock my fists right, the door burst open. I hear someone shout, "Freeze! Police!" The police is there. I turn to see a cop pointing a gun at me. My stomach plummets. Then another cop enters the garage. He is pointing a gun at me too. Then another. I am debating what to do when a small voice in my head reminds me that I've turned my attention away from Skunk. Doesn't matter. Something hard, gun butt, tire iron, I don't know, whacks me in the side of the head. My eyes roll back. Someone, one of the cops, I think, delivers a body blow. I slide off a Skunk. Another cop jumps on top of me. I try to raise my hand, try to fight back, but I have nothing left. I'm on my stomach now. Someone pulls my arms back. I hear more than feel the handcuffs. Another blow lands on the side of my head. Blackness swims in. I take one last gasp, and then there's nothing. Are they really the police, or did Skunk set him up? We about to find out. Rachel had texted David that she had an errand to run. She didn't tell him where or why. She took the train because David had her car and this phone didn't have a rideshare app. She checked the time. Again, David had gone almost an hour. There had been no word. She feared the worst. You always fear the worst in situations like this. She thought as though situations like this were commonplace in her life, but she also knew that she had to compartmentalize and move forward. If this Skunk guy had done something to David, there was nothing she could do about it. If the police had found and arrested David, well, same thing. Move forward. When Rachel arrived at Toro, she thought about something frivolously. That word, I'm going to put it on the screen. Her hair. The styling she got in New York City this morning had been intentionally designed to disguise her. It had been a long time since she'd seen him in person. Would he recognize her? That question was quickly answered. As soon as she entered the restaurant, he rose from his table and gave her the warmest smile. She returned it for the briefest of moment. She fell through some kind of time portal and forgot why she was really here. Suddenly, this seemed like a reunion of sorts, a deep dive one, nothing superficial when you bond in tragedy. She wondered how they let their friendship drift apart. That was life though, wasn't it? You graduate from college, you move away, you take other jobs, you meet new people, partners, create families, divorce, whatever. Sure, you stay in touch, check social media, exchange the occasional text, promise you'll get together, and meanwhile the years fly by, and now here you are in need of a favor, and suddenly you're back together. They both hesitate for a moment, not sure how to greet the other, but then she hugged him and he hugged her right back. The years melted away. When you've been through a lot together, when your bond is formed in tragedies like theirs, you never really let go. It's good to see you, Rachel, he said. She held on to him another moment. You too, Hayden. That's the end of chapter 27. Rachel and Hayden? Ooh. Y'all remember who Hayden was, right? Hayden is Theo, aka possibly Matthew's pappy. Okay, let me come down. Let's go back. Okay, so David should have known meeting up with Skunk was a bad idea. He felt it a little bit too late. He got himself caught up, and I don't know if those people who bust through the door is really the police, and if it is the police, you know what? I was getting ready to say, how did they know? But he went to his friend to ask him to set up a meeting with Skunk. And then his friend texted him and said the police was here. And then he gave him the information of where to meet Skunk. So that other person could have set David up. So they could be the police, but we'll find out. Now, back to the shock that got a tear coming out my eye. Rachel and Hayden? Okay, so it is definitely more to this story. Definitely more to the story. But guess what? We're going to have to find out in the next chapters. See you later. Bye.